Real Animals Fishing Show is presented by Yellowfin Yachts. One of the best parts about my gig is I get to fish with the best of the best every time I'm on the water all over the southeastern United States. Today, no different. I'm with my good friend Captain Rhett Morris. We're fishing out of Punta Gorda, Florida, Burnt Store Marina. If I were you, wouldn't touch that dial. It's going to be off the hook. We made about a 6-mile run from the marina this morning. Beautiful, beautiful morning. It's kind of early fall, and we had a front come through just a couple days ago, and it's dropped the air temp a little bit. Seems to be a lot less humidity this morning. We're fishing a falling tide. It's probably close to low, and Rhett's been on a bunch of redfish, schools, oversized fish, all up and down the bars out here, and we're hoping to get some topwater action here first thing this morning. We'll see how it goes. Gorgeous morning, absolutely beautiful out here.
That's what I love about, we talked a little bit about this on the phone last night. We started talking about the fact that, man, just being out there is so much of it that people overlook nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 2015. We're fishing some of the most gorgeous, pristine backcountry area in the west coast of Florida, and not one boat has run by and blown us up.
Yeah.
There's not even a boat in sight. I mean, that's almost impossible in this day and age.
Yeah.
And
well, I think that in today's day and age, the immediate gratification deal, where everybody just wants to come out and catch fish, and we don't slow down and realize where we are and what we're getting to do. I mean, this is incredible stuff that the good Lord has blessed us with, and so many people look past it every day. It's ridiculous.
You're so right.
It really is. It's ridiculous. Here I am with a good friend on the water, chasing fish. I mean, the rest of it's just irrelevant.
As you get a little older, you start to realize, why you should be more thankful about things like that. And that's one of the things I always give thanks for, is the fact that I was able to get old enough in my life to start realizing about the things you really are supposed to be thankful for.
Things that matter.
MirrOlure's Marsh Minnow is one of the greatest soft paddle tail baits to hit the market here lately, and I'm going with it because they're shying up on our top waters. A sign that they want to take something a little lower below the surface. And this has got a lead head jig, runs below the surface, tail kicking like crazy, and should do the trick.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think the color of your jig head matters when you're throwing plastics?
Yes and no. That's about the best way I can answer that. Some days, I'll swear that white is the only thing they'll touch. And I got plenty of really good buddies that'll say red or white it's got to be red or it's got to be white. If you're throwing red, you might as well not even throw it. And I've never gotten that anal about my jig head color. I think it has more to do with the way that you're working the plastic bait than the color of the jig head, but I will definitely admit that there are days I think the color of the jig head will matter. I think I see a faint bit of them right here, yeah. About 50 yards out. they're just, it's almost like they're sliding through here, real soft. They're not pushing.
No.
I'm not too sure, but I think they're...
I can't tell either.
They're right out here somewhere.
A little bit of wind going. So.
And it's shallow, keep your bait moving.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to top water.
Okay.
The reason I'm gonna change back to top water is when you're both throwing the same thing and it doesn't seem to really be lighting it up, you should always have somebody throwing something else.
That's a great point. Right now, we're just kind of trolling around on this low water, trying to find these fish. Rhett's been on a bunch of schools on this flat, and as we've been throwing some top waters. We had a couple of fish kind of come up on our top waters, but they're not overly aggressive this morning. We went to the marsh minnow, which is by far one of my favorite paddle tail baits on the market, but I had mine rigged on a jig head. And with the jig head, you're just a little bit deeper than what we want to be. So while we were kind of milling around trying to find these fish again, I went ahead and rigged one weedless. And that's going to give me the ability, if they blow up on a top water but they won't eat it, we can go right in behind them. Doesn't matter how shallow they are. We're going to be able to work this without getting snagged up, without catching grass, without potentially spooking a fish. But more than anything, I'm going to be prepared. One of the things you need to do is you need to be ready out here. I see guys all the time kind of scrambling at the last minute. You know, with schools of redfish, big snook, things like that, sometimes you don't have time. You need to be prepared. I had everything tied up. I actually had this weedless weighted hook tied up, but I didn't have the marsh minnow on here this morning. Now I got it on here. Now I'm ready to go. Hopefully we get another shot like we just had. We'll be able to close the deal. So just get yourself prepared and you'll catch a lot more fish.